Hello, welcome to Truth Runs Deep podcast. I'm Terryn,
I'm Kalli.
and we're here to talk about all things Law and Order, the Mothership, SVU, fanfic, there we go, writing, and more. I think I've been playing with this light for trying. I think we're okay. We're gonna do a little bit
I
and
don't
more.
know if there's any news, but we had a few birthdays that we didn't know about.
Oh yeah, we did. I was like, I would.
Did you write them down?
I did. I added them to our list, but I didn't put them on the dot. Let's see.
Diane was
Yeah,
November
Diane
7th.
was. Yeah, there's no one since between last week and this week.
And did we mention bees? Little
I believe we did last time when we recorded.
we didn't.
I think we did. I'm
Bee,
pretty certain we did last time.
Bee, who plays Billy. Her birthday was
Hmm.
8th.
Yep. So and there's not much cast news. Nothing's happening. Kind of just it is the we're at next week is 2 days from now mid-season finale. So the episodes
And
are
then
excited.
Wicked
But
comes out on Friday. Woo!
yes, Callie's very excited about Wicked. No, and this light is I can't even figure out what I'm doing here. I think that's better. Oh, but I don't want to direct in my eyes is also the problem. Anyway, so we're just gonna base this off of like one. The mothership episode isn't its best work, honestly.
I
It's
literally
just
forgot
alright,
about it
tbh.
until 5 minutes ago.
They hyped it up like it was gonna be different than it was, and then it wasn't. It just like I wasn't paying attention. It didn't have my attention. Sometimes you feel like you can't look away because you're not gonna miss it. This one. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, this one I was like,
While it
what?
does address an important issue, I don't think it was very good as an episode, to be honest. But
Don't
anyway,
get me
it's called
wrong.
Truth and
Everybody still did great, but it was just not the best episode.
No, I think with the issue they choose to talk about, it wasn't an appropriate case for such. I think also
No,
might have
it
also
wasn't.
been a
They
reason
had
why
to very much tread carefully.
yeah.
Because they're talking about Israel,
In
Palestine,
Palestine is
and all
who
that.
they decide to address. I think what I will do is I'm going to put a link to donate to the Palestine Children's Relief Fund. So that if you feel so inclined, you can donate to help children in Palestine get the medical care that they need. But since somebody has to advocate for children, this episode just didn't do a great job, honestly. But anyway, we're gonna go and get into it because SVU was a little more fun to talk about. So we're gonna go through those. So it's called Truth and Consequences. So it's Hudson University, like always.
What
Because
else is new? Of course it
nothing good
is.
ever happened at Hudson anyway. But it was a Hudson. So they're protesting for freeing Palestine. And there's two professors. I believe they're both professors. They're taught walking.
Yeah.
One of them is dead with blunt force trauma. This kind of show where everyone is like they're talking the dead. Um, but so then I
And
think
like there's
they
like
kind of
we've seen like a small like one of it before, but it's on like a different campus, but it's literally like an encampment. Like kids are literally
yes, they're intense, not going to class, and they're all just like
just staying there, living there. Okay. Like, but this is like that's how serious like they are about protesting
yes.
this.
You have the right to protest, so if you feel so inclined, do such. So then Shaw recognizes the man from a cover. I guess he likes golf. He's on the golf cover
I
of
don't
a
know
golf
if I
magazine.
expected that,
I
honestly.
kind of didn't. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting hobby.
It makes sense.
Look, he could be a golf guy.
He could.
And the guy's name is Charles Bennett. So then they go to Charles Bennett's house, and his house, and the house cleaner says she saw a man a few doors down at the golf club. He's wearing a
And
jacket with the fruit on it, which is
Bennett is
it's
dead.
a watermelon, but it's a watermelon. But the lady doesn't recognize it as a watermelon at the moment. And
Keep that in mind for later. Yeah, Bennett's dead.
yeah,
And it's literally not
um,
rigor. I think they said like rigor hadn't even set in yet.
yeah, it hadn't been that long. It'd been a couple
Years.
hours, not that long ago.
And the house cleaner found him. Um,
Mm.
and they're like, "Oh, this is not good." And then they find out it's worse because his wife is a famous judge. So now the case is personal.
Her name is Madeline. And there's a press conference because this is a
With
big
the
deal.
mayor and Baxter.
Yep,
Because
it's
now
a big
it's a
deal.
huge deal.
Mm.
Then this woman comes up to Nick, and her name is Wendy. I missed her last name. But we find out that she was Baxter's second chair back in the day, and that she's friends with the Bennett family. So, like, Nick is just checking in on her, making sure, like, I don't know, she's okay. Then they have Brady go back to the precinct, and she looks at Shaw and Riley, and she's like, "This is a circus. My phone is blowing up." Because they're pretty much like, "You need to find who did this. This is very important. Do your job." Um, and Jalen says, "Okay, then blow it up." Jessica just stares at him like, "What?" He was trying to be sarcastic. It was funny. And then he goes on to say, "Too bad they don't pay this much attention when it's a kid in the projects."
Which is true.
Mm-hmm. Um, this is when we find out it's Hudson University because, of course, it was.
Nothing good happens at Hudson ever.
They go to
Like, don't
talk.
send your children. Like, just don't
uh,
send your children there, right?
I
Bad
mean, I'm
news.
pretty sure, isn't it fake?
Yeah, but they use a real college to film there. But if you guys don't know, there's a parody account on Twitter called it's Hudson University, and their tweets are so funny. But like, because you gotta laugh at it, but like their tweets are really funny about Hudson. But
They go to
anyway,
talk to somebody, and they're like, "We're gonna bring you in," and he's pretty much like, "You're gonna regret doing this." Oh, it was the Oh, I know this. I think he worked for like the school paper, and he was like
yeah,
a colleague slash rival of Charles, and he like wrote an article that pretty much like attacked the man, and they were going to use that to be like, "Now we know why he's dead," and the guy's like, "You're gonna regret this."
because they always gotta have the first person who's never done it.
Yeah. And again, we see this is ripped from the headlines because they're talking more about Israel, Palestine. Also, not sure if it was like specifically meant to be, but it also had some sort of connection to the um the what happened with Nancy Pelosi and her husband. Do you know about that, or do you need me to explain it?
Yes, I do know
Okay,
about it.
so if you don't know,
Yeah,
this man
an
went to
intruder.
their house
Yeah,
to attack Pelosi, and Pelosi was not home, so they attacked the husband. So
with a
in this
hammer.
case, they went to go attack the judge. The judge wasn't home, so they attacked the professor husband. Um, they find out that the wife did lie. She wasn't at the spa that her husband sent her to, like she said she was. We don't know where she was yet, but we also find out that she fired a law student because of his anti-Israel beliefs. So now she's got somebody mad at her. Then now that we have somebody, a suspect, Baxter, Nolan, and Sam talk, and Baxter and Sam want murder. And Nolan thinks they should stick with man one, but Baxter's and Sam's arguments win over. So now they're going to charge this person with murder. They have they go to talk to the judge, and unfortunately they had found the watermelon jacket in his tent. And they go to the judge, and the judge rules it out because it was like an illegal search of where he was legitimately living against the Fourth Amendment, which,
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's a bit of a stretch.
I mean, I
Like,
guess
it's
they
not
kind
like
of
it was
make the same mark. The
like it's
same
not like it was
argument.
his dorm room. It was a tent on a college
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, but I feel like that to the greater extent, I see why they made that argument because a lot of the time, like homeless people who are
Yeah,
like accused of stealing, because that's their home. I mean, not considered a home. The police,
where they live.
so there can be an extent to say, you see
Yeah.
why there's a reason in place for why they have this. But
So the jacket is out, and that was pretty much the only piece of evidence they had. So they're like, "What do we do now?"
yeah,
Well,
they see
look
security
over
footage and they see
security footage, and they see the law student walking with another girl. So they go to talk to the girl, or Sam goes to talk to the girl, and it's pretty much like, "Oh, what did you see?" And she's like, "Yeah, I saw the watermelon jacket, but I can't testify." And Sam's like, "Why not?" And she said, "Well, I'm
deported.
it could be deported because Hudson said anybody who participated in the protest could be expelled. And if she was expelled, then she would lose her student visa and be deported.
Yeah,
Fun times."
we're like, it's not looking good these days.
Yeah. And then we have this cute moment of Sam meeting Nolan. Nolan got her coffee. Like,
Yeah.
first
He's
he
already
got
there.
her
He's just
first
standing.
first he got her a drink at the bar, and now he got her coffee. Make it happen already.
You know, he's already prepared. He's just standing there, coffee in hand. He's ready.
Literally just two coffees standing there waiting for her. Here you go. So it was so cute. And then she goes and tells him like what the deal is right now. Like, we could have this girl testify, but it could basically ruin her life. And then Nolan says, "I know you have sympathy for the protesters," to which Sam immediately replies, "Yes, I do." Which in real life she does, because Odelia is from Israel. This is a legitimately personal thing for her.
Yeah, Sam is from Lebanon, which is near also in the conflict currently at the moment. So
Yeah,
I think it's
Sam's
why
from
that's
Lebanon,
interesting.
Odelia's from Israel. Personal either way. um,
Um,
Nolan
what's
goes
this?
on to keep saying that Danielle chose to protest. And this is the one time where I was like, "Dude, shut up and stop talking over her.
Mhm,
You don't get to say anything right now."
mhm.
No. Like, for an episode about this, they didn't have Sam talk as much as they should have. Well,
Sorry, I was crunching on.
no,
Sorry,
you're
I got crunching it somewhere. Eating cheese puffs and eating
um
my girl
so
here.
although Sam tried, they need her to testify. And she pretty much says that, yeah, she saw the watermelon jacket. So they're like, okay, the guys, they have him at the scene. They have the jacket. Things are back on track. Well, the defense attorney comes up and's like, there's a policy against protesting, isn't there? And yeah, pretty much digs into her for protesting while still being on a visa and risking it.
Yeah, they're like, you chose this. They're like, you have the right to protest.
And then
Protest
Nolan is like, Nolan asks for a redirect, and he's starting to realize, well, shit, this is what I did. And he's like,
going downhill really quick.
he's like, he asked the witness, if you had the choice, would you have done this today? And she's like, no, in fact, I'm pretty sure you just screwed me.
Yeah.
And the judge
She's
is
gonna
like, watch it, but she's right.
She's about to be deported.
Yeah. So the girl Danielle has testified, and now they need the wife to testify, and they go to talk. Sam and Nolan go to talk to the wife, and the wife is like, well, I'm not going to. They're like,
No.
what?
She won't
They're
do
like,
it.
I
She
don't
won't
understand.
budge.
Like, she's literally like,
This is all we got. We got you. This is it.
this is it. And then Nolan's like, you understand if you don't testify, your husband's killer could walk away. And she's like, I know. And then she kicked him out of her house.
And then get out. We're like, well,
And they go to talk to Baxter. And they're like, she's not testifying. And he's like, what? And then they're like, no, she's serious. She kicked us. Nolan's like, but she's serious. She kicked us out of her own damn house.
I'm not going to go. You're like, well.
So Baxter goes to talk to Wendy to see if he can get any more information, details, be like, what the heck is going on?
Why won't you talk to him?
And then he goes to talk to Madeline, and then we find out the reason why she's not willing to testify is she has an illicit substance addiction.
A very addictive one.
The one that
for painkillers.
The one that starts with O.
Yeah, painkillers. Very, very strong painkillers. She hurt her back in something.
In the ski accident, and then got addicted to it. And well, if it's found out, A, she could lose her job. B, all her cases could get reopened. C,
disbarred. She could disbarred.
It's a lot.
I mean, yeah, it's not good.
I mean, to be honest, I don't fully understand how like that has anything to do with
like it morally is bad, but it's not illegal.
It has nothing to do with the job.
Is it immoral? No. But is it illegal? No. Won't have any respect for you.
But it's not illegal. Personally, but like
that's not hurting anybody else.
It's not like her doing it. It's like
compromising her job or like make her
like her doing it is totally affecting her case. That would be a reason for somebody to get disbarred.
Yeah, but
all right. Well, anyway,
but that's her reason. That's her reason she's sticking to it.
And she's like, I know I'm the reason Charles is dead because she fired the law student, and nothing I'm going to do is going to change that. And then she continues, my career is all I have left. Please don't take it from me, Nick. And he goes, well, I was hoping I wouldn't have to. He pulls out a blue paper from his jacket and says, you've been served. Basically, we're forcing you to testify because we need you to testify.
Subpoena.
Well, unfortunately, there are bigger powers at play here because, of course, there are, because rich people are annoying. A lot of not every rich person is annoying. This rich person is.
This is some big business here.
Literally, Baxter is
he's walking down the street and the mayor's in his car, like, come here.
And the mayor pulls up in the car and it's like, hi, I got to talk.
Let's talk. And they're like,
you can see him like, do I get in the car? He gets in the car.
And he's like, you
And
got to keep the big picture in mind.
bigger picture in mind. Basically, like, if you
You're going to protect the
testify,
city.
sure. If she testifies, sure, her husband's killer will go away. But,
Well, this city be in chaos, essentially, is what he's
her
like, I don't
husband
really
will
care.
go away, but all of her cases will reopen, and it'll be a
There's
big.
going to be chaos and
Yeah.
protest. And he's like, yeah, whatever.
So, like, do you want that? Just for
And
putting
he's
this
like,
one person away? And Baxter is like, personally, yes. Yes, that is exactly what he wants.
mhm.
Unfortunately,
We find out Danielle really was expelled.
as I said, bigger powers are like here. He knows he doesn't really have.
You kind of see it.
And he it's not court. He literally talks to him at night because they're prepping. And Nolan was not where he was. Nolan was in still casual lawyer mode.
Yeah.
No tie, his sleeves rolled up. Also, he was in the room with Sam. So,
Yeah, like,
and they're like, "Oh, we're just getting ready for to
there's court for trial tomorrow. And he's like, listen, new
question the wife tomorrow." And they're like, "Oh yeah, actually change of plans." And Nolan's like, "What?" And he's like, "She's not testifying." And Nolan is not having it because unfortunately, because they made Danielle testify, she was expelled. She is now at a risk of getting deported. And so Nolan basically goes on and says, "So we'll subpoena a college student to testify. But if we try to subpoena a judge, it's too much."
Mhm. Yeah, he's like, so we give her a free pass? Like, no.
Yeah, basically, we're giving her a free pass. Like, no, I don't want to. I'm on Nolan's side. This is wrong. But Baxter knows his hands are tied.
Yeah. The higher ups.
So he's like, yeah, literally higher ups. It's like when Carisi has ever done a deal before, and he's like, I literally can't do anything.
The higher ups said no.
I don't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. Baxter's having this way because it's literally the mayor of the fucking city.
Yeah.
So he's like,
Not what they talk about the mayor very much.
they need to give him a deal. And so they do. They move it to man one, which is instead of murder. So Norton admits the guy admits that he did it, and so now he'll go to 12 years in state prison. And as he's leaving, the guy's brother looks straight at Nolan and goes, "You're a sellout, Price."
Well.
Like, it wasn't his fault.
That's all of you and the higher ups being like,
It wasn't his fault. And then as the episode ends, the judge goes to talk to Baxter and has the nerve to thank him. And he immediately goes, "I didn't do it for you."
Exactly. Not for you.
I didn't do it to protect you. I did it because if we have to open a whole shit ton of cases, the city's going to fall apart. Not for you.
We're not doing it.
Not for you. For the people that I fight for, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
No.
I give this one. What do you give this one?
I give it like a 2.
Yeah, I also agree. It's like a 2. It's
would
definitely.
give it,
I can't even give it the halfway point here. Like it's not even like some of them. I'm like, I'll watch it a million times. This one, I don't even remember half of it. Like I was playing on my phone for real.
It would have gotten.
Wasn't,
it would have gotten a 3 if they actually made the judge testify.
Yeah, it
but because
doesn't
she
really
gets scot free just because she's a judge. No.
Yeah, the scandals, the stuff, and it didn't give. Just didn't give this week.
I know. I think
we'll talk about
like our legal system isn't perfect. Like he said it in one episode. Like our legal system isn't perfect, but it's the best one that we have. And this is one of those cases that, yeah, it's not perfect because the judge should have had to testify. But Like, the guy at least didn't walk away scot-free. He's going to jail.
Yeah.
12 years isn't a whole lot, but at least he's going to jail. You never know what will happen in 12 years in prison.
But that's
Yeah, it's
This-
literally 2 stars. What's happening next week? I don't remember.
it's
Your turn.
mid-season finale. Bad Apple.
I say
It's
next
literally
week.
called.
On Thursday.
It's in 2 days. It's literally called Bad Apple. After a narcotics officer shot in the back, Brady returns to her old precinct to investigate the murder. When the suspect's story doesn't add up, she enlists Sean Raleigh to help uncover the truth.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know where she was beforehand.
So we got some cop drama. We got some police drama with Brady. So we don't get much. We haven't gotten much Brady. So this will be some more information.
Yeah, she has 2 kids, and now we're getting more
Yeah,
stuff.
2 boys.
Yes.
Then
Okay. We're gonna
Somebody's
switch.
comment on the YouTube video says, finally some backstory on Brady. Her old station was dirty. Old station house was dirtier than a subway bathroom. Never expected that. So that's so funny.
Yeah, I know. Literally, the precinct is like so clean and efficient. This one is not.
No.
It's kind of like the Bronx SVU versus Manhattan.
The Bronx. The Bronx.
All right.
Speaking of the Bronx, this episode does talk about the Bronx a little bit.
Yes, it does.
But
all right, we're gonna switch over
tenfold.
to SVU. Hold
I just
on.
like saying it really dramatically. Okay, I just like saying it dramatically.
I'll be
Tenfold.
back.
Yeah, but I really like this one. This one was a good one. It was good. I like this one. Tenfold. They revisit something that I've totally forgotten about. Well, not exactly forgotten about, but like revisiting something they hadn't seen in a while or something. I think in like 2 years actually, because they revisit 2 plots from 2 different episodes. Well, one from last week and one from like 2 years ago. So revisiting plot lines is something that like is good for continuity. So that'll be really, really fun to talk about because I like this one.
It was 2 years since that.
Yeah.
No wonder why I didn't remember this girl was on the show before.
It's either Soldier Up or Blood Out, but I think it was Soldier Up. I cannot remember exactly. No, but I think it was actually Blood Out.
Yeah, the episode basically starts
was the
with
last part.
Flashback to
last week.
What happened with Carisi and Jesse, and
yeah,
then
not last week. That was like 2 weeks ago.
And then a flashback to
the girl in the dumpster.
Literally, the girl in the back of a
in the dumpster, in the trash truck, in the garbage truck. And I think that's Blood Out.
And Finn finding her and her being like, I was raped.
Yeah, we're like, I was like, that's a
right,
jump back.
That girl. Now it's that's why she looked familiar.
It's like that was a jump back, but we'll see what goes on here.
We get to present time, and we see the woman getting ready in front of a mirror, and she's putting on makeup, or as her mom says, you got your war paint on.
Mm-hmm.
The mom is worried her daughter might not come home. We also find out that the woman is a repeat character, and her name is Wallen. Wallen. I have to say it because there's times when they were saying her names and it sounded like wrong. It's like,
it sounded like all comments. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. We did not know what it was.
Titles on my iPad because I was like, I don't know what they're saying.
We did not know for the first 10, 15 minutes.
Like first, like I didn't know what her name was. So we had to make sure we found out what her name was.
Wallen. Anyway, so she goes out on the stroll
on the streets
with a few other women, and the women are like, okay, who you work for? Who's your pimp? And she's like, I don't have one. And the women are like, oh, we got ourselves an entrepreneur. This is funny. She's like, I'm not trying to do this forever. Right now, I just need money.
Yes.
And the thing about these other women, it's like it's pretty much
used to this. They're just
trying to do their job.
Yeah. Because she's new on the streets. We haven't seen her.
Yeah.
They haven't seen her at this spot anyway, I guess.
Then she walks over and sees a woman who was bruised. And it was unfortunately because, according to the pimp, she was not a good worker.
Yeah, so we're like, well, that's really sad.
So she
But
decides
remember
to,
this girl. This girl is important for later.
yes,
But
remember this
remember her.
girl. This she decides to give her money. Wallen
Yeah,
gives the girl money
I know. She's like, here you
that
go. So you
she
don't have to work
literally
tonight.
just earned, and she's giving it to her to help her.
Yeah, so
So
she
at
doesn't have
least
to work anymore tonight
her
and go
man
home,
won't,
wherever she's
her
going.
bank won't be upset. Now here's the thing: the guy pulls up and he's like talking to his girls. Out of all like the pimps we've seen on the show, this one is not the worst.
Yeah, he wasn't awful. I mean,
He wasn't
doing
like,
this
I mean,
doing this is bad in general. Doing this is
obviously they're
bad,
bad.
but he wasn't. But
He
like,
wasn't like, we've had ones that are like
we
violent,
got like,
disgusting,
yeah,
horrible
we
assholes. This guy was just a,
he
I
just
don't know.
rolls up like that.
It's just literally like a boss
And he's like, hey,
type thing. It's like, all right, ladies, let's
you got
go.
work to do. You got work to do. And they're like, oh.
Okay. So not horrible, but anyway, when Wallen is giving the girl Monday. Oh my god. Money. She said she starts quoting Ecclesiastes and basically says, if you give somebody something, it will return to you tenfold. Hence the name of the episode. Well, she's walking home. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she is choked with a belt. And we see her body being dragged across the sidewalk behind a car. And yeah, that's it. Then we get the intro. And we see we have see Finn and
I
Bruno
don't think we
still at the
addressed this
precinct.
before, but when they show the flashback to the soccer guy, that's also important. We might talk about it. But that's also
Yeah.
important.
And Olivia's like, why are you still doing, what are you two still doing here? And then Bruno's like, well, we just finished the case of, my god, literally, I don't
Put
know how
this
they
word in a word that's family friendly.
I don't know how they freaking say this with a straight face.
And I would be cackling because these side cases they just randomly put in the plot lines. Just be like, what in the world? What's
Last time we
happening?
had like a foot liquor. Now
Yeah,
we have
the penalty.
now we have
You're
a
like, what?
dollar store.
Somebody's doing some indecently exposure activity. I don't know how to put this in a way that you
Releasing.
understand.
Dollar store releaser.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. You know what it means, okay? We all know what it means.
But
You're
that is,
all grown up.
yeah,
Here.
you probably understand. So yeah, there's that.
Should not be doing that in public, okay? That's indecent exposure. Don't do that in public.
And so Finn's like, all right, I'm heading out. And he's like, you're gonna joking around with Bruno, you're gonna do the paperwork. And he's like, what? You know, I'm like working towards overtime. And Finn is like, yeah, but seniority's a bitch. Sorry.
And he's like, all right, but he's out here. He's like,
Oh no, actually no, I got it backwards. Bruno was gonna do the paperwork. And Finn's like, no, I'll do it. Seniority's a bitch. I gotta take care of this.
oh yeah.
And,
Look,
and
you
then
can write his
Bruno's
last
like,
name. I say Houston.
Bruno's
What
like,
you doing? Phoebe wants you home.
yeah, doesn't the
Something
wife
like
want you home? And he's like, her mother's in town. And Bruno's like, say no more.
It's like,
So they finished the paperwork. They were going to get beer. The phone rings. And Finn is like, Bruno, don't answer it. And Bruno's like, I'm not going to be able to sleep if I don't.
yeah, something important
man.
happened and I missed it.
Good man.
It's like, you know what? I think it was important because, you know,
They get
if they
phone
hadn't picked
call,
up the
and
phone, it wouldn't have gone very well.
It's the woman. So they go to talk to her. They see her. I don't. This is like, it's such like
Such a
in
Bruno thing to
retrospect,
do.
it's such like a small thing, but it's like a huge, also like a huge, genuine thing that shows the kind of guy Bruno is.
Yeah, even with $2 million settlement, he's a very kind and compassionate and very giving person.
He could have very well taken his money and run. Nope,
He could
he's
have.
gonna keep working.
He'd like to work. He literally said he was like, I could retire today, but you know,
So they see Wallen on the car, shaking. Bruno immediately takes off his coat and gives it to her. And she's like in disbelief because she's like, "You remember me?" Like, two cops remember who he is. And Bruno
From
goes,
2 years ago.
and Bruno goes, "Of course I remember you." Who's killing the crying machine?
Yeah, well, I was like,
Like,
because
it
this
was
was like blood out, so it was like January.
literally the
Blood out.
way that Kevin said this line was like so fucking genuine. Like,
Like exactly, it was so.
of course I do.
He's like, of course, he cares about his work. You know, that's why he wouldn't quit. You know, Bruno's a good man.
So
Good.
yeah, they're talking to her. They go take her to the hospital. We go we transition to the precinct the next morning, and Olivia's in her office with her little heart pillows that Mariska has advertised on her lap, and she's had her eyes closed. She's trying to meditate, and all of a sudden,
Carisi kind of burst
Carisi
in.
barges into her office.
You kind of just burst in with Carisi. You could,
dude.
Well, you could go to he's not what.
Like, this is somebody was joking around. It's like, this is when you know he's still a man. He literally
just kind of busted. Like, he just really did. He says like Carisi, sir. He has a reason why you gotta do it.
She it takes her a second to like get out of her trance, and then she like slowly opens her eyes, and she's like, "Well, good morning to you too, Carisi."
He was like, "Listen, talk
here." Well, unfortunately, Carisi has not forgotten what has happened with Jesse.
Of course he did. He's been deep, very deep down into this hole. Okay, it's to the point where it's not good. Okay, it's a little too far.
Literally, Carisi said that he saw the guy at a pizza place near his house, and Olivia's like, "Okay,
I'm listening to you. People go buy pizza, but you know."
And then he also finds out that the guy is a substitute teacher, which is where he's concerned. Yeah. Because substitute teacher staring at young girls, not a good combination.
No.
And he wants Olivia to come with him to go talk to the school. And Olivia is like,
You're jumping hoops here real quickly. It's like, you know, she's like,
and she's like, what? And Sonny's like, what? You think I'm crazy? And she goes, a little bit. I mean, I know and understand you're a father. And then we get Carisi, like, I don't know, the closest thing to him threatening Olivia I guess we'll ever see. I don't know. He literally says, if I find out the bastard molested a child, I'll never forgive myself. Or you.
We're like, oh, Carisi,
he's serious
about this. You're getting a little, you know, we're like, we need to talk. You know, you're a little wound up here. Yeah. You know, this is very important, but it's a little concerning at this moment how far.
Yeah, so while Olivia and Sonny are going to do that,
to the school. They go to the school.
She sends Curry and Silva to the hospital to check in with Finn and Bruno. Yes. Well, actually, first they're talking to her. They find out that we go over the point that she has been raped before. And they're trying to get her to speak. And then she's like, damn, you're trying to play me with good cop, bad cop routine. Like, she does not want to talk. Well, they've been there pretty much all night. So Silva came to the rescue and brought Bruno coffee. And he's like, thank you. I'll take that. And the two women are like, well, you want this to be easy? And they're like, kind of. And then Curry says something that I feel like sticks with both men. And she says, well, you must have done something right. Because it seems like she trusts you guys. Because they had like said that this
She
is
doesn't know about this case,
yeah.
but they
This
do.
is
They know about it.
they remind us that this is the first case that Finn and Bruno ever did together when Bruno first joined. And so they gained rapport there. And so Curry's like, well, she trusts you then, she trusts you now. You guys must have done something right. Because they caught the guy who did it the first time.
Mhm.
Well, then Curry and Silva go to investigate the crime scene and they find Wallen's broken heel by a car. And they figure out that she was dragged. And so now they have that. Then we transition to Olivia and Sunny stepping out of
Actually,
the
at the school.
school. They talk to the principal, but there's literally nothing.
There's just no evidence. There's nothing that could be allegations or such.
And so Olivia like gets a text and she's trying to talk to Carisi about
Like, we gotta get some more
the
into
case.
something.
We gotta go do this. And he's like, "Are you trying to distract me?" And Olivia goes, "If keeping you focused on a perp who actually did a crime distracts you, then yes."
Because
Then
he's
yeah,
real wound up. We're gonna like do a deep dive into Carisi when we get to the end of the
we'll
episode.
get
We
to
have a
it.
lot
We'll
to
get
say
to this
about.
'cause it's Tuesday. Well, Wallen eventually did the rape kit, and they found 3 samples of semen. And Terryn and I were going back and forth on what was happening, and it's like,
Even we realized that.
you first thought that she was assaulted by 3 men, and I was like, no.
I think I misunderstood. She been working, I realized. So
she was working prior, and she had money, which then she gave to the other girl. So that's why there were 2 other samples, because she had money.
I think one of them says one of the ladies on the street says, people pay more if you don't use protection.
Yeah, literally, people pay more if you don't use protection. She says that, so they did. Then so they need to get more information. And so Wallen goes to eat out with Bruno and Finn. And then she's like, "You trying to bribe me?" And Finn goes, "If we were trying to bribe you, then we would have taken you to a place nicer than this dump."
They're like a little diner.
And the funny part is, Finn says that literally as the waitress walks over.
And they're like, "Oops!" Like, sorry, we disrespected your establishment.
We then find out the girl who she gave money to her name was Jade, and she goes on, and the guys are like, "Why did you do that?" And she's like, "If you cast your bread upon the water, out will return to you tenfold."
Yep.
So basically, she's like, "I gave her money. Maybe something good will happen in return."
Good happened.
But like, also, she doesn't really like. I feel like she would have done it either way.
Yeah, she's a nice guy.
But then find out that the guy that they're looking into, his name is Miguel. He's from the Bronx, and he's one of Jade's regulars.
Because Jade's at her pimp's house.
Yeah,
that we didn't left that part out. That he's like sliding her a car. If you need someone to talk to, here you go.
yeah. Like they go to talk to the girl, and they're the guy's like looking around, and like somehow he I don't know, Finn and Bruno I don't know, play the charm game and then get themselves in there, and they talk to her. And this guy is a little worse than the first guy, or is it the same dude?
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know.
They all look
Anyway,
the same.
Finn shakes her hand, but in the process of shaking her hand, he gives her a card and it's basically like,
if you need someone to talk to,
if you need anything,
help.
We go back to the precinct, and I don't know why I never noticed this before. Bruno has a tattoo on his arm.
Yeah.
I think I knew about the one that was on his chest, but I didn't remember seeing the one on his arm.
Yeah, he has one on each arm. I can't ever read it because it's too small. It's from where you can see you can't read what it says.
He has tattoos.
So it's back to Olivia.
Then we're back to the Carisi story, and he literally admits he has.
This was a clip from they posted this clip early, so I had seen this.
Fucking investigators. He has his own fucking investigators. Oh my
Yeah, they're
god,
like
dude is dude
Carisi.
filing fast. And he
Yeah, it's
found out that
not
they
good.
like there was a mom at the school who said that her daughter got ick vibes from him.
Yeah, but that's not a crime. Unfortunately, the ick vibes
And
aren't a crime.
hearing Carisi say ick vibes is something I never thought I would hear.
No, it wasn't on the bucket list for
It was
2020.
weird.
But I know
Carisi, I feel like Peter trying to say like a current slang is just like he tries. It's just cringy. Which is how they make Carisi do it too, because they make it sound like the weirdest shit
like
that's coming out of his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Olivia's like, hey, I understand your concern, but like, you're kind of way
yeah.
overreaching here.
And then Carisi's like, I'm gonna turn this around on you. This question around on you. What would you do if this was Noah's school?
She's like, I do the same thing, but this
Yeah,
kind of falls into
she
this
would.
morally gray area. Something she says, something
This falls
policing.
in the
I forget-
morally gray area of like policing. She's
something
like
with the P. I
public
forgot what the
servants.
word was. But
We
like something
can't
like like you're trying to I think it's predictive policing. I think is what she says. Trying to like you're
prevent
trying to look
it
to
from
prove.
happening. Like we're
Yeah,
police,
you
we're
can't.
public servants. We can't do
You can't
anything.
just. Yeah, unless there's hard evidence, we cannot do that.
Um,
Reese's unraveling rather quickly, but we'll talk about that at the end because I think it leads into this week. We'll get there.
so then we transitioned
Finn
back
and
to
Bruno
Ron and Bruno and Finn, and they took her to a nicer place this time.
Yeah, we stepped it up this time.
I can guarantee I bet I know who paid.
There, girl.
And
all right, we got to work.
I forgot to
Probably
mention.
can go back to the other place after slandering it.
Yeah, no,
But,
no. I forgot to mention this earlier, but they were asking Jade about Miguel's car because they were looking for a specific car, and she says, "Oh, it was champagne colored." Keep that in mind, because when they asked Wallen if she like remembered anything, she's like, "Oh yeah." She's looking through the guy's pictures, and she's like, "Him. I was with him earlier. He had an applesauce colored car."
And applesauce. You're like,
He
applesauce
wanted
is a
me.
weird thing to describe.
He wanted to do it
The back door. Let's just say the back door, okay? She wasn't cool with it.
and she did not want to. So they got aggressive. And Wallen is like at this point, she's like, look, please do not get my hopes up. I'm just trying to do this to get money. Well, actually, no, they're like, we thought you weren't gonna do this anymore. And she's like, I'm trying to get my GED. I need money. I'm just doing this to take care of my GED, pay my mom's rent. Like, please don't judge me. And they're basically like, we're not the Bronx. We actually
we're not the Bronx.
Bruno was like Bruno and Shirlers were the only good things in the Bronx. They actually wanted to do shit.
The Bronx wasn't good.
So they take her to the precinct. She meets Olivia, and they need her help figuring things out. And unfortunately, in order to do that, they have to show her the footage. Do I think it was 100% necessary? No.
It was a little too much for her.
It was a little too much because I literally didn't even get like 5 minutes in. She's like, starts hyperventilating. She's like, I need to stop. But then she looks closely to see if there's like anything that could pinpoint it being the guy, because he was like covering his face or something. And she's like, yes. Right there. The shirt is missing a button because that was earlier when I ripped it off when he tried to get what he wanted that I didn't want to give him.
The button's very important.
Yes, keep that in mind. Keep the shirt in mind. So they go talk to Miguel, and he fixes cars. And, he gives his speech, and it's basically like, you're going to believe a hooker over me? It's like, great, you suck.
Mhm.
Well, the problem is that there's footage because she was literally
In
assaulted
between, like,
in
they're
between
parallel parked
cars,
cars.
and one of the cars had a camera.
Yeah, like the rear
Um,
view camera, when you have like the backup camera, that's
yeah,
what it is. But I didn't know those things automatically recorded. I thought they just recorded them there. Anyway,
I
whatever.
didn't either. So he gives an alibi. He's like, it wasn't me. I was with my sister.
Okay.
So they go to talk to the sister because Olivia's like, well, what she doesn't tell us might
Okay.
just be as valuable.
Mhm.
Um, so she goes on. She talks about how her brother was like basically took most of the abuse from their father, both like mentally,
Mhm.
verbally, physically.
Yeah.
And the cops are
They
like,
didn't
we're
have a good
sorry about
family.
that. But she's like, look, every family's got stuff. Is yours perfect?
Mhm.
Yeah. The answer to that
And nobody
question is
else, you got
yeah.
their family together for real.
Um, and they ask him about um,
Would he be involved in this kind of behavior,
and
like
she's
this
like,
kind of?
no, like he used to, but like then he was waiting for a girl and he literally got drugged by her and then robbed by her and her pimp.
Yeah, we're like,
So
oh,
then he like
but it
stopped
didn't stop
doing
him
this.
now. Anyway,
And
that's what
then
she thinks.
they went back to the precinct. They're like, what do we got? And they're like, well, we got that according to his sister, Miguel went home and slept like a little angel.
It's like, yeah, like, Bruno's
Doing
so
the
funny
thing.
sometimes.
And Carisi's like, I don't know what else I can do right now then. Tell Wallen and tell her I'm sorry. Well, then we we have Carisi and Olivia leaving. Carisi literally walks in his office and boom, the guy that was
It's
looking at
standing.
Jesse is literally
It's
standing
standing.
there.
Well, like,
I was like, oh, okay. His name is Caudle, if we didn't say that yet. And I
I
literally
don't think we
wrote
knew
it
his
all
name until
caps. Not Caudle being there.
we were like, oh,
And
because
Carisi
this could have
and
went
Olivia were
downhill real
just
quick.
like,
You want to talk?
and he pretty much is like, you got me
DSP?
fired for my teaching job.
I don't know. So
And Carisi, full on angry, is like, look me in the eye. Tell me I wasn't hallucinating anything. Hallucinating the whole thing.
no,
Because
they're all
he's like,
standing there.
I
He's
know what
like,
I saw. I know you stared at my daughter.
I know.
Full on
But
rage mode.
I know
Then
he's crazy.
we get something very
Yeah,
unexpected.
it's his
And the guy
footage.
breaks down and he looks at
He's
Olivia.
weeping. He's like,
He's
it's.
crying. He's like, he's right. I'm sexually attracted to young girls. And they're like,
They're like,
well,
why'd you come here?
yeah, why are you here? Why did you just admit that to a cop and a lawyer? And he says he wants help.
Which is like one of the first times you've seen on this show.
And
One of the first, I think, might have
yeah,
been at the
most
time.
of the time, most of the guys on the show who have this thing are
I'm
like,
like,
no, it's
this is
totally
fun.
fine.
He's
This
like, no, I
guy
actually don't want to do this
knows
anymore.
it's a problem, does not want to be this way, does not know how not to be this way. So
Yeah.
basically, it's like, I need help. Please help me. He doesn't want to be attracted to children. He actually
Step
has
in the
a
right to respectable
soul.
man would step in the right direction, you know?
He has a fucking soul. Um, so Carisi and Olivia go out in the hallway and they're like,
Hey, what are we gonna do?
what are we supposed to do now? And Olivia's like, well, I know we have to do something. Like, they can't just, like, if they
Leave
don't
this
do
guy
anything
standing.
and the guy does unfortunately act on his urges, that's their fault.
They would feel responsible. Yeah.
Um,
She's like, I got some contacts, some methods here. I'll figure something out. So
yeah. So we transition back to the case. They investigate the car. There's no button. And Wallen is like, that can't be. I know there's a button. I know I ripped it off. I know it's there. And then she like gets mad at Bruno, and she pretty much is like devastated at this point. She thinks nothing's gonna happen, and she's like, "I was so stupid for keeping your card." Ouch. Also, the fact that she kept it for 2 years.
Yeah, just in case.
So, ouch. They need to take this another way. So they go talk to the girls that from the early in the episode that were on the stroll with Wallen. And they're like flirting, and they're basically like, okay, I do this, I do this, I do this. I don't do this, I don't do this, I don't do this.
And they're like, but that's not what you're here for.
And they're like, okay, how much does it Finn's like how much it costs to talk? And the girl, the main girl is like, 250. Finn's like, oh, we can do 250. He looks at Bruno. I hear 250. What? He freaking takes out his money and is like frustratingly counting it and hands it to them. Pretty much it's like, Finn, why are you offering my money? So he literally just paid these women $250 to come talk to them. They find out that this Miguel guy had tried this before, and he tried choking one of the girls, just like he did with Vaughn. And they're like, what stopped him? And the main girl's like, me. I showed up, you stopped. It's like, boom.
Protect each other. You protect each other.
Yes. Like, these two are, like, very protective. Well, then, they go to talk to the sister about about this new one that they're thinking about. Well, the sister Tiana alibied him again. And they're like, at this point, like, he's like, they know he did this. This is literally twice now. I have all the evidence. The only thing that isn't adding up is the fact that the sister is protecting her brother. So Curry and Olivia go to her house, and they're basically like, it's not about telling her the truth, but confronting her with it. And she's not having it at first. And Olivia's like, you get it. He's your brother, and you want to protect him like he protected you from the abuse. And
the sister's a seamstress also. That's why she can sew.
And then Olivia's like, have you sewn a button on any of your brother's shirts recently? And that's when it hits her that this is legit. And she starts crying. And she's like, how many times has he done this? To which Olivia replies back, how many times have you given an alibi for him? Like, ooh. Well, we go to the courthouse, and we got the lawyer and Miguel, and they have a piece of evidence, and then they're like, and he's like, no, I didn't. Like, talk to my sister. I didn't do that. And he's like, oh, your sister gave you up. But, and they're like, oh, okay, well, if that's not enough, Wallen's DNA was caught in the belt buckle that you used to choke her. And he's pretty much like, he gets up, he's all angry. He's like, no, I didn't do any of this. You don't have anything. Bruno gets right in his face. Sit down. It's like, ooh. Angry Bruno is like,
he always has such a justified anger that you're like,
yes, it's the perfect combination of justified anger, but scary, because it will scare the crap out of perps. It's good. It's very good, and Kevin does it well. All right. Well, basically, the guy knows the jig is up, and Miguel has confessed.
Yep.
His sister doesn't have to testify. Wallen doesn't have to testify. Both of her rapists are arrested. All is good.
All is good, but there's one more thing we have to do.
There's one more thing we have to figure out. And Olivia goes to talk to Carisi, and she's like, oh, we got to deal with the other case. And Sunny's like,
Which
what
one?
other case? And she's like, the one you
The one
found
you
on
found
the
on
street.
the street. Because
Olivia
Olivia
thinks this
genuinely
guy
thinks this guy is
is
remorseful.
remorseful.
Genuinely, like, thinks he's.
And she like contacts she had, and Sunny's like, how am I supposed to help this guy live? Like, freaking stared at my daughter. How am I supposed to do this? And Olivia says that she has some options. She's never
them,
used,
but we'll
but
try.
she's going to make some calls. We then find out that Miguel will be doing double digits as he should. And then Olivia and Sunny bring Coddle to this sexual behavior modification, like,
This would be clinic, but I think it was like some kind of like
group
like,
or
yeah. There's like
whatever.
a talk group talking, like some talk therapy, some
And
group
he said it's
sessions.
and Olivia says basically with that and the combination of like some
Some other
like
things it can do for you. I don't
blockers
know.
or something,
You know.
and then it will like help him not do this. Hopefully.
Mm-hmm. They did their part.
And then Sunny is like talks to the guy and is like, okay, go in. And Olivia's like, you didn't have to do this. You didn't have to come with me. I know this was hard for you. And he's like, actually, I did. And then she says, I'm proud of you. Oh. And she's like, proud of me? He's like, proud of me, why? She goes, for not decking him like your father would have.
Yes, he did. There was no violence.
And she's like, well, maybe you can't take Staten Island out of the boy after all. So there's a nice little ending to that. And then
One more scene.
Finn, Aaron, and Bruno go to visit Wallen one more time, and they tell her everything that's going on. All of a sudden, we hear a cry in the background. And Finn goes, you gonna tell us there was another reason for you doing this besides just helping your mom?
And like, you knew that car was applesauce colored, you know?
Yeah,
the whole
car was
applesauce
colored. Like, we find out that she has had a baby, which is why she's doing this again. And he's the cutest little munchkin in the world.
Yeah,
I need to see this baby again. His name is Freddie, and he's this cute little, just adorable little chocolate baby. And they're pretty much like, let us help you if you need it. Bruno said he's going to find her scholarship. Then
my mom was like, he's probably, you know, out of his own pocket, you know.
Probably. Finn thinks that she, the way that she helped Jade and everything, Finn thinks she could be a social worker. And for the first time in a while, Wallen's like really happy. And then she takes Freddie and she's like, go see Detective Bruno. And Bruno's like, okay, I guess I'm holding a kid now. Not as bad as when Barbara did it, but still, it's like
he does eventually
for a second. Like,
I don't want babies.
How do I do? I'm like, I'll never have a kid. But it was a nice little ending, and then Bruno finally figured out how to hold a kid, and it was just really sweet.
It's very sweet.
I give this episode 4 stars. Actually,
4.5. I really like it. 4.5. Close. 4.5. I really like this one. I really don't have anything negative. I really won't say 5. I like it.
It's good.
I really like some corn. I mean, so
meanwhile, on Thursday,
we're getting into some
shit hits the fan, and we're all not gonna be okay.
No. So
we got
watched
good
this
news.
trailer so many times that like
and bad news.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, we knew it was happening. Good news. Kelly will be back. And episode.
Kelly will be on the episode.
Yay.
Yes.
Bad news. Carisi gets fucking held hostage.
We've talked about this for weeks. We've had this in our mind for a long time. But we watched this trailer so many times, it's a little ridiculous. This trailer, okay, we've seen this trailer so many times. But it says, like, Carisi tries to protect 2 women from taken hostage in a tense standoff between police and a violent thief. Benson and Rollins devise a risky plan to get everyone to safety.
that is about all we got. We don't really know what they want. As far as we know, it's money.
I know we were
But,
trying to
you
write a
know,
fic, but
there's
like, I don't know what they want. But
anything else.
the way the promo was done is like Olivia's walking towards the scene, and she's like, Rollins.
And she's like, and
Carisi.
well, Amanda goes, I need you to tell me he's going to be okay.
Yeah, and he's like, he kind of like ended up in like a robbery situation. He's in there.
No, he was literally buying Amanda flowers.
He was buying
And
flowers.
the guy
He's like, it was
was
a
so
literal
mad.
accident. It literally was. I guess she was coming home somewhere.
Yes,
I'm assuming she was
Brandy.
coming home that day.
He was
'cause he
just
realized.
trying to be a good husband and get ready for her coming home. And
Then there was a hostage situation. There's
and
3
it-
robbers,
like,
I believe.
it's like him holding. They show in the trailer of him holding a bouquet of flowers, and then he turns and sees on the corner of his eye, guy pointing a gun at him.
And there's another gun pointed at
And then
him.
there's another scene where the guy literally puts it at his head, which isn't the first
and-
time this has happened to him.
Yeah.
So
And then he punches the wall.
there's literally a scene where he takes his whole arm and
like
bangs it against the side of the wall.
Something has happened.
Something's happening.
Something's-
We don't know what, but something.
Yeah, then he's like, then they like, and the hostage people like bring him out with like the gun to his head again and his arm around
The
his
guy
neck.
has
and then,
his arm, or the main guy has his arm around his neck. Sonny's like
And the-
slowly trying to open the door.
he says,
Literally,
He has-
Amanda's gonna
has
be
the-
standing right there, seeing her husband being choked with a weapon to his head.
yeah. Then luckily, okay, people in the YouTube comment section are like Twitter stalkers because they're like freaking out.
Luckily, we all
We're,
know
like,
he's going to be okay, but like,
because of some people on, sorry if I spoiled it, sorry guys, but you know, there's a clip of YouTube that not on YouTube, on Twitter that shows
literally
the aftermath of this. That's how we know it's gonna be fine.
yeah.
But anyway,
we know
before
that,
we talk
literally
to them, there's a
Amanda's
shot.
holding out her
There's like a
arms.
shot, and
Carisi
then
just runs
it's the
into
end
it,
of the
and then
promo.
they hug, and they just. All
It's
I
a very
know is,
deep emotional hug.
Yeah.
Like, he's like nuzzled into her neck. Like he's
Like,
we can't see his
literally,
face. But
yeah,
he's it's a
nuzzled.
lot. Okay,
Literally
whatever
nuzzled
happened in
is
there
how you describe it. Like that he's like
deeply needs
deeply needs Amanda right now. We do hear a gunshot, and then we
But
saw
we know where
Olivia
it
like
is.
back up. Some people think that it means that she got
But I
shot.
don't think so.
I think
Because
it's more of
in
like
that
a
same
shock reaction.
because in the same video that spoils it, she's like a little further away. She's fine.
Just
But she's
watching.
watching them hug. She's watching them hug, so she's fine. But you know,
I
but
mean, if
that's
we're
the
lucky,
thing about like online videos is that people, I feel like if you're people who like see set things like respectfully, wait to post your videos after the episode, because like, or at least put spoiler warning or something, because like
to be
this
honest,
was-
I'm kind of glad we got this one early because I don't think I'd be okay if I didn't know if you'd be okay.
I mean, I'm pretty sweet. There was
It is
because it's
something
kind of
that-
like a lot of the time like jumped in was spoiled. The scene where Olivia gets beat up has been spoiled, so we like knew about it beforehand.
Yeah, so at least
it's
they'll be okay. I have a theory that like the shot hurt in the episode, and with like the shock, I have a
would
feeling
probably be
it's either A, the guy literally gets shot
probably.
while he's holding Sonny, which is why Olivia is freaking out, or B,
Yeah.
the guy shoots himself while he's holding Sonny. Either way, it's
Yeah.
got to be like one of those.
Because we can't see that it like we don't know if there's like a blood splatter or anything, because we can't see from how he's hugging Amanda, but there
But
could
we
be.
know that he went in the store with a jacket and then
He
ends
did
up
not come
not
out
wearing a
with one.
jacket.
Just leaves without one. So something has happened. there.
Something just
Does
happened
not
and
have
we
his
don't know
jacket
what.
on.
All I know is it's gonna fucking traumatize him.
Yeah, because this was brought up several months ago. I think
That
Mariska did an
Carisi
interview.
needs therapy and has not
Yeah.
been given therapy.
Yeah, and I think Mariska had brought this up in an interview at some point where she was like, the mid-season finale, somebody's gonna be real traumatized. And I was like, oh,
Oh yeah, I forgot.
she said this a couple months ago.
No. Well, wait, is that separate from the thing we think is Barba?
No, I think this was supposed to be it. She said
Oh.
mid-season finale specifically, and this
Well,
is mid-season finale.
At least it's somebody we care about. It's okay. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, we're working on
Anyway.
a fic on this, but we haven't finished it because we're missing some information. that
Yeah,
kinda
we're
puts us
trying to
off.
do it, and they're like, we literally don't No, we don't have a motive, so we don't really know what to do.
Yeah, so we're gonna work on that. Probably have it done around the time of the show. But we compiled a list of reasons why Carisi needs therapy.
Yes, we did. But first, I gotta say this, that Kelly mentioned in an interview a few weeks ago that this is the episode, that there's an episode for Kelly. This is the episode?
She said,
I have a feeling it's probably the hug scene or something, but
she
like,
said Peter made her cry at his
like, if an actress as poised and as good as Kelly is crying because of something Peter did, we're all gonna be a mess. It's gonna be a fantastic episode, but we're all gonna be an angsty mess.
Correct.
Okay, yeah, we literally came up with a giant list of reasons why.
There's probably more points. This is how we think of off the top of our head. Anyway, we did. It's a nice, literally.
We know that he mentioned it was either man up or man down, that he had a rough relationship with his father. His father wasn't a bad man, but they weren't distant, close.
Yeah, like everyone else on this show, nobody seems to have. But
out of all the bad dads,
he is the least bad.
He's the least bad.
Everyone else is dad. Not
yeah. He was bullied as a child and shoved through a glass window. He talks about it.
That's I forgot to write down the episode title.
I know it's the one with the hockey kid.
Yes, the hockey kid one, but I don't remember what it's called. Because he talks about how he was the scrawny kid. He's talking to this kid about you need to tell the truth, because if you don't, the person who did this to you could walk free.
Did this to your friends. Walk. Actually, no, if you don't, you're gonna get in trouble for something
for covering for this person. Because then he kind of starts talking. He's like, you know what? I was the scrawny kid, and these kids used to bully me all the time. And then I was shoved through a glass
window. He didn't say anything, but
he says he was the principal asked him what happened, but he didn't
He's like, I fell.
He didn't tell the truth of exactly what happened. And he says that guy, he ends up in jail because he stabbed somebody.
So if I said something, maybe that other guy would not have gotten stabbed. And Amanda, Amanda knows about it because she's like, that wasn't.
That's not a made up story, was it? And he's like,
and Carisi doesn't say anything, but it's like, yep, she knows. Very clear that Amanda knows about his trauma.
Yeah, where is this episode?
We also know that he has had a gun to his forehead twice now. One in the episode with Tom Cole when he's trying to save that girl, and this is back when he's really young detective.
Yeah.
And he's panicking.
Yeah. He kind of starts twitching a little bit, and he doesn't say anything, and Olivia fires the shot that takes Tom Cole, and he's out. Just kind of standing there, kind of twitching. She's like, "You're okay. You're okay."
Yep. He is the only one who knows about his mother's abortion.
Yeah, he told
Olivia. And he has kept it a secret for years until he told that judge in The Burden of Our Choices. The dad does not know, because Sunny and Serafina know that if the dad ever found out, it would not be good. So Sunny
is very Catholic, and Catholics aren't typically for Catholics. He's very Catholic. I won't say all Catholics are against abortion, because that's not necessarily true, but typically Catholics are not for abortion.
But it took
the baby had a fatal heart defect or something.
It wouldn't have lived very long outside. It would. He said it only would have known pain. So the mom got the abortion, and also the fact that this is extremely hard for Serafina, and out of all the children, she decided to trust with this. She told her son. His niece has been assaulted. Yep. His brother-in-law has been assaulted.
Oh yeah, I forgot to add that to the list.
His wife has been assaulted.
Yeah, correct.
Well, before they met, but still.
Still.
You mentioned, and I didn't notice it before, but he has a fear of being sick / germs. He has.
The first time this is mentioned is in the episode where the measles outbreak is. He's
And
like, Rollins, feel my forehead. And she's like teasing him
I'm
about
not
it. He's like,
feeling your
oh,
forehead.
she's like, stop. He's like,
She
I'm
didn't
not
want to
feeling
get
forehead.
measles. He
He
thought he
kind
was
of
getting.
teases him a little bit. Yeah, because she's like, oh, you have a spot. And he's like, where? He's like, no, I'm just teasing me.
And during when the shows were doing stuff for COVID, everywhere they were going, Carisi would always stop and get a
He
pump
gets
of
some
hand
hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer. He was always getting hand sanitizer.
Always make sure his hands are clean. That I do remember. And he used to be
he's a
way more anxious before court, to the point
took a lot
where
of.
he would be drinking entire bottles of
Oh.
Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, it's not good for you. You should
throwing
not
up.
do that. Okay? Yeah. It should not do
He
that.
was
It's bad
in a
for
car accident with a
Yeah.
survivor when he was trying to bring her and her daughter back to like a safe place. But then, although they couldn't legally prove it, the dad dad had somebody do it or did hit the car. So they show Sonny in the ambulance with like
His
blood on him,
Yeah.
freaking out because he's like, I just need to know she's okay. She wasn't. He felt guilty because he was driving. He was freaking out when Amanda was kidnapped with Bucci.
He
Because
was not
basically
having
said,
it.
If
He kind of was on that same downward spiral really quickly of like, we have to do something.
And he's like, if she gets shot over this, I'm going to end him, pretty much.
I know.
This was before they were fucking dating.
Yeah.
And he was freaking out. And he held her in the elevator, and it's like, I got you. And everyone's like, okay, so that's what the hug parallel will probably be on Thursday. But anyway, like, he was also like the first time we ever like legit saw Carisi like legitimately cry in the show is when he had to rush to the scene after Amanda got shot.
Oh yeah, man. They cut it out in the streaming version of it, so you never saw it on TV. You never saw it.
Yes, so like literally Sunny full on like ugly cries, sobs into Olivia's arms because
it was like a transition scene they used during the TV episode. So if you never watched it on TV, you probably have never seen it. So.
And they see him like go into her hospital room at the end of the episode. And it's like, oof. And then he also had to like, be the one to calm the girls down when Amanda's trauma was kind of scaring the girl.
But she did pull a gun in the closet, and she thought they thought there was a monster closet.
It was a toy, but she didn't know that. And so Sunny is like trying to calm her down. He saw Amanda panicking when she was in labor with Jesse.
Yeah,
because we know that Amanda has had rough pregnancies.
Yeah, we didn't get to see much with Nikki, but the girls, she has.
Yeah, I think that Nikki one might have been the first one that was okay.
I forgot to put this on the list, but he was stabbed with a pencil
in the ear by a serial killer in court.
Yeah.
He was also threatened by Wheatley in open court.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. There's a lot of things we forgot to put on this list as soon as we started yapping.
And literally because he says, "Did you just threaten me?"
Yeah.
In open court, and Wheatley like shuts up, but it's like he did. And unless we can think of anything else to sum up this list, he is now being held at gunpoint in a robbery. And the stuff with Jesse that just happened. So anyway,
this is a very long and comprehensive list. I'll think off the top of our head.
Big time.
We talk about some.
He's the kind of person who like he looks okay, but once something happens, deep down you start realizing he's about to crack. And
this episode
be the breaking point.
Yeah, Tenfold kind of made that pretty clear that like Carisi's on that line, that really thin line of about to crack. Because
This
it's
is
like,
going to be his breaking point.
yeah, because it's not like, because like, yes, he was like making care, but like the way he goes about it probably would have not gone well in court.
No.
Nothing would have like helped him in the long run. That's why Olivia was like, we need to like orderly do this, because if something were to happen, you need to go to court on this. It wouldn't have gone well. It's compiling like
See,
because
Thursday,
like Carisi seems to have it all together, but he really doesn't have it all together. And
Thursday's probably going to be his breaking point.
hopefully they probably have some mandated therapy after that. But we'll continue in therapy.
But I hope he
I'm pretty
actually.
certain if the cops got to go to therapy, I feel like he needs to go to. And
I
they
feel
all
like they
gotta
should. I mean, they should have like a therapy for someone who's literally just held in a hostage situation. Just
they
saying.
probably do, but if the cops have to do it when they're in a hostage situation, I feel like yes.
Now here's the difference between, at least our opinion on the difference between Carisi and Stabler. Carisi, we think, would willingly go if Amanda was like, "Honey, you need
You
help.
need to do this for
Please
yourself.
go.
You need some
Take
help.
care of yourself."
You do.
Meanwhile, everybody has to fucking force Stabler to go.
He's like, you can't work anymore till you go.
Carisi would like. I feel like once Carisi I feel
started it, I think he would enjoy it.
I
think
in like not necessarily in just like Staten Island, but like in his family, there's like a stigma of therapy not necessarily being a needed thing for the men.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling once he starts,
religious people also tend to be not great there.
He'll realize that he kind of needs it.
He does need some therapy.
Especially, and he will do it so he can get better for his wife and kids.
Yeah, because like you can't function with that kind of, like he's seen with like Amanda, like you can't really function with that kind of like trauma in your head. Like
it will start with that, but then I think it will start with that, and then it will also like evolve into him realizing he needs to do it for himself too.
Yeah, it should be something really, really good to see in the show handling that.
Yes. First off, acting wise, put Peter in a therapy scene and let us all just cry. But also, yes, to show it on TV will show that no, it's not a horrible thing. Men can get therapy too.
Yes. There's something else I was gonna say. I forgot. Oh, there was this. This is my rant of the day, because I had to
go for it.
I've seen from the releases and the EOs are beefing hard on Twitter, and it's the funniest fights I've ever seen in my life. They're so funny though, but they're so funny sometimes. Those tweets be so funny. But anyway.
Oh, wait, I know. It's because the EOs are upset that Releasey gets a fucking hug after a hostage situation.
Yes. Well, they're mad because they think that that Releasey's taken away from them.
Want your characters to be in a hostage situation.
They willingly want a hostage situation just so Elliot can save her, and I think that's
literally
that's horrible.
There's like one, maybe two reasons why we're legit getting in this situation, and one is because Peter kind of fucking asked for it.
He did ask. He said, "I kind of want that."
This is all on him.
He did ask for it. They asked him like, "What do you want?"
They're like, "What do you want Carisi to do?" I want to see him do other stuff, or see Amanda get like upset and like help him with like Laura stuff, or Amanda get all badass when he's in a hostage situation.
He asked for it. They're like, "Okay,
well,
your wishes are command."
You asked for it. Now it's happening.
Yeah,
Olivia has been in enough fucking hostage situations in her life.
We're gonna stop that, okay? We don't need any more trauma. No. Okay, she's working on herself being better. It's very subtle. We don't need that right now, right? All right.
Yeah. I mean, we don't need it. We don't need it for anybody, but like,
I really don't need it. We're on Olivia's on the up and up
Peter
right
asked
now,
for it.
He did ask for it. So you know what? Come on. He's gonna kill it though.
I just find he is gonna kill it, but I just find it funny out of all the things that he could want his character to do. He's like, "Can I be held hostage so I can see? Can I be held hostage so his wife can do badass shit? So I can see Kelly do badass shit."
Like, it's gonna be good, y'all. But I was gonna say that
side note, like that's
And
another reason why I think Releasy is good because Peter and Kelly trust each other enough to do
they're like, we
these
can have fun with this.
both fun scenes, but also hardcore angst scenes.
Yes, they're looking at fun.
Because Carisi's like, no, I want Amanda to do badass shit, meaning he would get to see Kelly do badass shit. And Kelly's like, Peter made me cry.
It's gonna be good, yo. We got 2 days away. Oh, it's Tuesday. The big day is not the
We
long.
literally have them going from like scenes of literally her kissing him against the wall and finding out that they have a different side to themselves. To holy shit, they mean everything to each other, and they're going to hug and never let go because all of this just happened.
Yes, and like this isn't once we've aired our grievances with EO for a very long time, but I think
it is very rare to find like a TV couple that not only is good on screen but off screen. Well, I mean, I know they're not together; they're both married and have kids, but like they're
good friends. They're best.
Their friendship, their trust, their chemistry is very good. And yeah, okay, keep going.
Like I'm saying,
I'm thinking about EO.
I was gonna ask about EO, but I needed my favorite chapstick first before I continued. But what was I saying? Oh, once again, I think one, Releasy is not taking away from EO. Releasy barely is. They're never together very often, so it's not like they're taking away from
literally, we get like
together, okay?
a handful of things.
Yeah, there's not that much, all right.
Somebody stupidly said Cody should be gone. Fuck you. You know who I'm talking to.
Yeah, we've aired our grievances about this very often. But
which is why we're very grateful that we keep getting Kelly back for stuff.
Yes, because there's some good stuff.
There's some fun ones. That's fun and not traumatizing.
Yeah. The other one was fun. Well, I guess it was kind of fun. What was it called? It was last season. What was it called? It's bothering me because I don't remember.
Oh yeah, you did the wedding one. The wedding one.
Yes,
Prima Nocta.
Yeah, Prima Nocta. That was a fun one. The beginning's sad, but the end part was fun. They had a good time playing.
Yes, they did.
Prima Nocta was a fun one.
I need like a fun family scene. I know there's pictures of them some out. I don't know if it's this episode or not.
Yeah, they're at a tape. They're at dinner together, and Amanda has Nikki on her lap. I think it's a different baby actually.
The little boy is so freaking pudgy and cute.
Yeah, I think that's a different baby actually. Now that I look, unless the baby's like hair change color, like darker. I think
I like this one. He's adorable. Anyway, so we need Amanda for fun.
Like he has a little pink. He has a pink sippy cup, probably because they just had
one of the girls' old ones. Yeah. We need Amanda for fun stuff, not just angst.
Yeah. So we don't know if that scene is before. It's probably after because Amanda is there. But we don't really.
We don't know when it's coming.
When that scene is, I don't even know that's even in this episode. We'll find out.
We don't know.
But that'll be fun stuff there. So we're very excited. I guess
theory is that Amanda isn't necessarily home. Yeah,
she was coming home, assuming.
But it could be very well because there's another scene that we've seen of him outside in the dark at night holding a bouquet of flowers. So he could be picking her up from the airport. The family goes to dinner. The next day he decides he wants to get her more flowers. Boom! Robbery.
Yeah, we don't know the order of which things occur. But we will find out Thursday because that's gonna be a good episode. This is the first time in several years that there's not a first week of December episode. So that'll also be we'll have a little break series.
Yeah, literally we have to deal with this till 2025.
Yeah, probably the second week of January. Either January 2nd or the 10th.
Which probably is fair. Everybody needs a holiday break.
Yeah.
Let them be with their families.
Yeah. Doing all the things that everyone does.
We can survive until January, I hope.
We'll write some fics. I had to write my holiday fic. I forgot.
Oh, I forgot to sign up for that. I should. Yeah. Oopsie.
I will do right a holiday thing. I have a prompt that will work.
Yeah, I forgot to sign up because I've like been busy.
But I don't know. Anything else we want to talk about? 'Cause I think
I don't think so.
we have
Just
to, I think we're done for now.
tune into this episode,
Yeah,
and for the
we'll
love
be
of God, leave. Like, please, just
get yourselves
yeah. But
together.
you're doing some really scary shit for us. Like, leave them alone.
Yeah, please get yourselves together. Buckle up because we're gonna be right along with you.
Like, we know it's not actually happening to them, but like the fact that they're acting stuff out like
their acting is so good.
it's probably going to take an emotional toll on them. So
Yeah.
we need to respect that.
Yeah, because it can be a lot to do a kind of scene like that.
Literally.
And you know,
They're
acting, you never do
pretending
anything in one take. So like you probably done it over and over and over and over again until it's
multiple times with a fake gun to his head. You can't tell me
Yeah.
that's not going to fucking shake somebody somehow.
you know.
All
So
right.
we will indeed.
think
That's all we
it.
got for now. We'll be back next week. Yeah. I was gonna say happy Thanksgiving, but we should have an episode out before then.
We should, hopefully.
Next week, hopefully
Next
get
week's
this one.
Thanksgiving. We should have an episode before that. And I have seen
Well,
Wicked
well,
again. So you all get to hear me.
Thursdays.
Right.
Well, Thursday's episode and Wicked is Friday. And then next week is Thanksgiving. So I don't know if we got anything else.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
no, I
have
think
on my shirt from when I went to go see Six because that's for the one person.
yeah. You have your are you wearing your Rollins or Carisi shirt on Thursday?
I have a Rolisi shirt. I got both.
Even better.
I have a
I don't
Rolisi.
have one. I have Olivia. I have like I have a
Well, I
yellow
got those on Etsy. I'm not Etsy. I meant Redbubble.
I have a yellow sweater that reminds me of Amanda's sweater in Sightless that I'm probably wearing on Thursday. When she's like sitting in the chair and she's like got her hand on her chin and she's watching Honey with Jesse. Like, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I would probably do that. But I think that's it for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening. Sorry we yapped a little long at the end because we had an important conversation. And he'll probably expand next week because we have lots to say. We'll have a lot to say.
Yeah, no, literally. What is he going to see this time that's going to add to the friggin' list?
Yeah, we started a fic about this episode, but we were missing some plot lines, so it's not like finished. Once we figure, it's basically the thing was like missing was like, why are they robbing? I mean, like, of course, you know,
once we get that, we'll be able to figure it out, but we don't have it. So
yeah, we're like, what do they exactly want? We don't really know. But filling that in, I think, is the only part that's like stopping us. And then we've like skipped ahead to the aftermath. That's very dramatic, you know, but it's been fun to do it in my head. But that's all we got. Cause I need to put this episode up. So we're gonna stop now. Stop yapping.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts. Or leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Listen to the episode. Share them with your friends. Donate to Palestine Children.
Share it with your enemies. Share it with anybody.
Yeah, do it with anybody. You know, anybody you think likes some Law and Order.
Just share it. All right. I think that's it. Thanks. Bye.
Okay. Bye.